wanted to get on here real quick and talk about that viral video with Safaree at NickiMinaj concert. Usually I like to mind my business, but I'm going to just give my 2 cents, So let's put a pause on that part real quick. And let's go to, 2019, 2020. So I was on Snapchat and I was using the filters, the music. And when I would pick a Nicki Minaj song, she was always referencing God. So I was like, mental note, sister in Christ, okay, whatever. So when everybody was wondering, why did she choose her husband and all this type of stuff, they had the baby and people was bringing those things up. Really none of my business. I understand, it just is what it is. God gives, God forgives, he gives second chances. We all need to worry about our own salvation with fear and trembling, right? So it's really none of my concern. But people was giving her backlash. So at one point I was just like, let me just go to the Father and ask him about her because, she used to talk about him. So I was just like, Lord, why did she pick him? Why? Out of all people, out of all the backlash she knew she would get, why did she pick him? Why? And then the Lord just flooded my mind with images and imaginations. And I just fell to the ground and I wept for her. I cried for her because he showed me, it was just like that music industry is a monster. It's ran by men and perverted men. And in that industry, they ask you to do things or you have to do things in order to get ahead or, it's just ran by perverted men. It's just not good for women, right? All type of stuff you can imagine, women got to go through just to get where they can get. So I'm like, wow, the Lord was like, she needed a covering. She needed a man that she knew that couldn't be bought by another man. She needed a man that wasn't concerned about fame and getting in parties or, when she went in business meetings, she needed that man right there by her side so they wouldn't try her. You know what I'm saying? She needed a covering. Okay. So now we fast forward to present time and you see the stuff that's coming out with Cassie and Diddy, Don Richards, Lotto say, oh, when I try to make a song, a man, told me I need to do this in order to get this, things like that, right? So we see it, it's all coming out, but all this stuff was already, you can imagine these type of things are happening, right? Okay. So now let's get to the Safaree viral video of her being at his concert. But before we get there, I will say, last week I turned on the internet and he was at Amada's house. And I don't have a problem with Safaree. I like Safaree since he came on Love and Hip Hop. He's a cool guy from what I see, whatever. So when he was at her house, she was getting work done. And it was a whole bunch of construction men at her house. No big deal. Safaree running around there with his camera, talking and doing all these type of things. But then they were about to leave. And Amada looked at him and she was like, I'm not going out with you like that. So of course we're wondering what do you mean? So you turn the camera on him and he has on I don't know, some small tight shorts that look like underwear. So I'm thinking why is he wearing that around all these men? Why did he come to her house doing it? It's just a whole bunch of men here. But it is what it is. He can wear what he want to wear. He's a grown man. It just is what it is. So now let's go to this viral video of him at her concert. And now I'm going to say allegedly, because like I said, I'm just giving my 2 cents. But Onika could not take Safaree with her because she needed a covering. Safaree wanted fame. And Safaree would have sold her out. Just point blank, period. And it's nothing against him, but it's just that she needed a covering. And he wasn't strong enough to be that covering for her. And she knew that. And she had to take that walk alone until, God blessed her with a covering. And I just want to say, I get the queen vibes. I get the, the strong queen vibes from her. And I understand why now, like I said, is because in this industry with these men, you need a covering. And she was blessed, and that's all I'm gonna say. I just have to say that because, you know, me and the Lord talked about this years ago, and now it all comes out. Excuse me, but it's all coming out. So it's just like him being at that concert. There's nothing wrong with him being at the concert. There's nothing wrong with him showing her love, hyping her up, and different things like that. But the point of the matter is, he wants the fame, and she knew that, and she couldn't take on with her. And that's just it.